Now you
on air don't get so worked up. I'm also furious, but I'm at the point now where I'm over it. Really, I can't do this. I can't sit and listen to this and go through this and have to hear it and watch these oaks act like this or listen to these people act like this. It's for what? What? For what?
While I was busy opening Zoom up again, and you're now on air. I hear what you're saying. Don't get worked up, but it's not that fucking easy. But what I was going to say is that what's Mina doing there? Oh, Zoom ID, please. Yeah, it's cert, Rory. Capital C, capital E, capital R, capital T.
No, man, not the password. You took the ID.
Oh, the ID. Yeah, no, well, it's there in the link, 168293489, eh? What I was saying is while I was opening up Zoom now the second time round, I clicked on the link and I went down to the CSF EMS WhatsApp group, and I'm thinking about this fucking idiot, and all I see at the bottom of the screen is SS, and I thought, yeah, there's the fucking German Nazi cut kicking in, but I had to read carefully. It says SS Crime Medical en route. Oh, yeah. No, I also feel like just saying, look, go and fuck yourselves. But Rory, I think you were right in your statement. Carl said the same thing, and I think Adrian, you may have said it as well. Leon Lessing is behind this again. This particular spate.
And he's also a child he's got his facts all cocked up. Everyone's got their facts mixed up. They think that somehow we're trying to compete with Hamnet, and that upsets them. I don't know where they get that from.
You know,
but yeah,
Querbus after the 2018 AGM said to me that when he had the fallout with Sol, for example, he heard via the grapevine that Sol was very worried about him now starting up another association. And that sort of ties up with what you've said now about us competing with Hamnet. To be quite honest, I'm not looking at it as a compete with Hamnet. I mean, for fuck's sakes, if the guys want to do anything as far as emergency communications is concerned, they must feel free to do it. You know, John brought up a very valid argument yesterday with regards to, holy shit, how did I get here? Yeah, no, that wasn't good. Sorry, I wanted to set up a couple of things in my playlist on Netflix. So I clicked on the one show, and now it's gone to episode 3. You know, John brought up the issue of the other emergency groups in the USA. Why is South Africa so full of shit? Can somebody tell me?
been a radio amateur since '98. I haven't figured them out yet, and I don't think I ever will. It's a waste of energy. I've dedicated far too much energy to it as it stands.
Yeah, well, I was just reading something now from last month or the month before with regards to Saturn in the States. It seems there's a split there as well. Eh? Yeah, no, I don't know. I think I must go watch TV. It's strange that you mentioned Nick and Ronald. That wasn't Ronald's signal, though. Well, I'm going to listen carefully again when Nick comes up.
But I was picking nothing up on the input, which is strange unless they were on a beam. It would have to be a very sharp beam pointed at the repeater, but I was picking nothing up on the input.
Well, I mean, even pointed at the repeater on the input then with a beam, I should have heard them fucking as clear as well.
Unless it was on simplex.
Bill, Whiskey Papa, came through stronger on the input than whoever this was tonight.
Could have been on simplex.
So on 625 direct and not 025. Okay, here's a test. Batters, could you hear them keying us out?
Sorry, I couldn't hear anything.
Okay, but were you picking up a signal at all? Could you hear the carrier?
No, like I said, I just hear you guys were silent. That's all.
But was your radio keyed so that you receive carrier?
No, like that's why I said I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, but wait, did you get a signal? There was no talking, so you wouldn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything. Like I said, I hear you guys were talking and then suddenly everything was dead and quiet and whatsoever.
Okay.
So it wasn't 65.
Hold on a second. Is your 625 still on, Batters?
Yeah.
What's your signal meter? But everybody be quiet now. I don't want it to go out here.
I can hear it.
And you couldn't hear that when we went...
No, I couldn't. That's why I wasn't sure what was going on.
You think that has something to do with the message I put out on the general chat group earlier about the tones 88.5 on TX and RX?
That means it's someone here, so it's a West Rand fogey. And then when they did key out properly, you could hear that fan humming in the background. So there was a big linear on.
And that linear was turned on after I said, I'm going to pump up my power, eh?
Because right in the beginning, when I transmitted, when they keyed you out, I went out.
Yeah.
Because I overpowered them on the receive side of the repeater.
Yeah, but then hang on. Okay, but let's just look at something else then. Brendan also tried to respond while that key was taking place, and he didn't break through. But he was
he was close. He wasn't close to us. So if they're keying 65 that we can't hear the repeater, we'll never hear a mobile station that's not near us.
Yeah, but hold on a second. If
we couldn't hear the repeater.
But
they were keying out on 65. So,
but Adrian wasn't on simplex. He was going out on the repeater.
Exactly, and when he turned his power up, we couldn't hear anymore.
No, but we didn't have Adrian talk when he had the power up.
He did. He tried to.
Because on all the key ups, when somebody else tried to talk over you and Adrian, I could hear you, but FA. What's his name? FA. Brendan. I couldn't
Yeah,
hear
but
him.
he was very far off, so it was easy to overpower him and get him out, even from a fairly low power station that was on the input side of the repeater. He could be bled out easily.
When it first
But
started, I
when
had a very low down input signal, very low and scratchy, but after that, nothing.
So do you think the first time they were on the repeater?
Yeah. Maybe on a handheld or something like that.
Well, Ronald wouldn't get through to the repeater on a handheld. Well, he could actually.
From up there, yeah.
Nick definitely won't. Unless Nick was using some other antenna at one stage. Because I must admit, the last couple of weeks on the novice net, Nick doesn't sound good at all. He comes through very, very weak.
Okay, let's move on and see what we're gonna do and in future, Chad, because yeah, I don't know what is going to happen after tonight. I think they sitting laughing at us at the moment.
No, I'm actually expecting a letter from Saul this week. I can almost guarantee it.
Like the last letter that got lost.
But that's going to be fine because then you know who started it.
Yeah, but as Rory says, like a last letter that got lost.
Yeah.
Look, I think we just carry on using the repeater. End of the story. Let's not let them win. That's it.
Yeah, I think Chad, look at the later stages when you were talking and you were giving your COVID stats, there was no interference after that. Only when it seemed like when you have your rant, they ran back on you. Let's just use the repeater, and I'm still going to be friendly and talk to you, and you answer me, and you're always friendly to me, and that is how I actually envisage amateur radio to be. And but if they keep on being nasty, then eventually I will do the same as Rory, and I will just say, fuck that all.
Yeah, and then that's where they win. That's why they get away with it. I mean,
what have they won?
Yeah.
Less members, less activity. What have they won?
They've won their war against Chad.
Yeah, but this isn't only a war against Chad. I mean, this is something that's been ongoing for a long time. I know even Jeff Satcher and made similar remarks. Nick, NRC now 1N, he Satcher making the same fucking remarks that you shouldn't be on the repeater, for example, if you're not a club member.
Yeah, no, but I see the core of this thing, Chad, is okay. First of all, is your is the emergence of CERT to be as an emerging, let's call it system or a force or what have you, that they're scared of. And the second thing, it is a personal war against you.
I would say yes, you're right, but then ZS6JAX says to me, "Oh man, even my father complained about Echolink to me."
That's true. That's true. But I'm saying these guys are. If somebody else complained, they would have probably listened. But because Chad complained, therefore they are regat.
I said to Jack, "So what did you tell your father?" I told him to fuck off to another repeat or go work Simplex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the mentality. actually says a fucking lot. That one on its own just says a lot. All right, let's go and watch.
Okay, guys.
We'll
Let me continue.
we'll just come up and talk our usual cuck when we come up and talk our usual cuck. And Rory, that Echolink connection took place again this afternoon. Nobody comes back and answers, China. At all. So using Echolink to bring in extra users doesn't help when you got nobody listening to start off with.
Yeah.
Let me just.
Okay.
Did you read this message?
Which one?
No, it's Let's Work and Fire Ops SA is offering residents in a very efficient and affordable solution in the form of a private tactical firefighting service. You see that on the disaster management group?
Yeah.
Guys, let's. I'm gonna bail out.
All right, Adrian.
Have a good one, and see you on 6 to 5 tomorrow when I speak to you.
Yeah, let's make a concerted effort just to come up and look. I'm here anytime from 9 o'clock. Rory says I'm being lazy, but Rory doesn't understand that I've shifted my working hours from 10 a.m. to 1800, so 1000 to 1800. So Rory, you'll have to apologize before I become a radio amateur and take offense.
Apologize for what?
Apologize
Cheers,
for telling me I'm lazy.
Cheers, John.
Okay, cheers, everyone.
Batters, call up during the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you guys sometimes, but yeah, it's like if I'm on top of the roof, it's very difficult.
What do you mean if you're on top of the roof?
I'm doing solar systems.
Oh, is that what you do?
Yeah.
Oh, you can always use your phone and connect via Echolink.
Yeah. The problem is on what must I hold on to?
The solar panel, is it?
Yeah.
All right, Batters.
Okay, have a nice one. Cheers. Bye.
Go bye.
Bye.
Fuck it, the wind is blowing south, Rory. Don't fart. I'm downwind from you.
I don't think
You went to mute, eh?
I say I don't think Bastos is too impressed with all of this stuff either.
None of us are, China. Zoom was on, but the mics were muted. Let me stop this recording here as well. And I was getting flustered because I keep trying to tell audio, don't transmit, I want to record this. So he's keen, dekeen until he realized what it was that I was saying. But that was a dick move, eh? Really, that was deliberate. Eh? Fucking bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who around here, if that was a transmit on 625 direct, the TX625, not 025. I don't know any.
Well, JON could pump out a signal that like that. Nick could with a linear, and he would have access to a linear. Yeah, I don't know who else has got big VHF stuff like that. That was a big linear, eh? That wasn't 150 watts.
Look, JIN wouldn't do it. No. No, you know, if John was that way inclined, he wouldn't have given me warning before. I don't see John being a vindictive person, period. UN, Dennis. Dennis came in quite strong.
I don't know.
Dennis came in quite strong. He was on an 11 element yogi this morning, talking to Ray and Willie. George is back. But around here, I don't know anybody else that could be doing that. And when we just before you called to say, ask the guys to listen on the input, I was listening. And I could actually hear them in the background there. But it was low down.
Yeah, I heard a low down signal as well in the beginning, and then after that, nothing, which was a bit strange because the signal got stronger in terms of being able to key others out. So
yeah, and I also listened when the fan was running. Nothing. Didn't hear a peep out of the input. Nothing.
yeah, it was quiet anyway. So it could have been a couple of different folks, but yeah.
I want them to take a recording. The very worst thing that they can do is take my license away.
They can't, for what?
No. Only ICASA can. As long
No,
as
but even so, for what?
if I don't step over that boundary and contravene the regulation,
No, you haven't. You've done nothing wrong.
fuck all will happen. So on that aspect, I want to be that thorn in their side now. Even though it might make me the bully, but that's good for my heart. It gets my muscles working. I'm not like you married guys that have good sex.
Fuck, don't even bring up that subject.
George, listen, dude. Every time I see you with a beanie on, I think of that fucking black speedo and pink gumboots that you keep talking about. This is not a good vision, eh?
Yeah, no, it's not a good reason.
No, not reason, vision.
Oh, vision.
Yeah, no,
What?
visually it's very displeasing.
Yeah. I'm just showing my head here. I've shaved my hair off just like Rory. Because I don't want the barber breathing all over me.
No, cut, man, you got more hair than fucking Rory's got. Rory, put your chin down.
No, it's there. Check it there.
It's maybe like a number 2 or number 1, I don't know.
That's a number 1 because I started with a number 2 and mine's 1 week old already.
You know what, guys? I gave up putting those number blades in. I just take it as it is and go with it. It's so much quicker. The only problem is if if you're doing it yourself, then like I'll nick myself. Then fuck it, I'll scratch it for weeks. Or you shave and you shave and you shave and you shave and the beard comes off and then Carl will walk in and say you missed the spot. And I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, no, you missed the spot just there. Carl, how am I supposed to see where you're pointing? Well, feel. Okay, let me feel. Oh, Stu's God, there's a fucking long hair. Just one, and he picks it up.
Yeah, I get that as well.
No fucking number blades. Just the standard blade and it's finished. Now, Craig used to go to a barber at the Sunlum Center in Randburg, there by the courts. This guy would do what you guys have done and what I do for $150, and that was like fucking 15 years ago.
Jeez. I bought that
Wall.
Shaving wall, yeah.
Yeah.
Best thing I've ever got. The only thing is my hair's a bit thick, so it makes a buzzing sound.
Yeah, no, but just make sure you oil your blades properly. That's the only thing I can suggest.
Yeah.
When I moved in here and I decided I'm going to go the same route after this whole episode. Now, actually, it started when I was in Strubens Valley. I picked up a wall for $150 at Macro. Best fucking I ever made it.
Yeah. It's a good product.
Listen, I gotta go. I gotta get Adam into bed. I see he's still watching TV.
Well, at least he's quiet, so you know he's well then.
Do you want first option on these radios? They're probably going for quite a good price, eh?
You're not selling no fucking radios. You're not going to be a
Try and stop me.
No. It's, you know, even there, I see I put out that last post on the general chat about the tones, and also perhaps everybody should watch the videos. We're up to 31 now, by the way. Well, that was before the net. Let me refresh it. There's Mr. Brad Mostert. Whiskey. He's now left the group. Fuck it. We're up to 35 now. The guys are starting to watch like crazy. Even if they're going back a second time, maybe, just maybe they'll learn something. I'll wait and let everything settle down. I got the next one lined up. I'll record it this week probably. When I get bored of accounts and writing my manual.
Tell me, what's this this TJ repeater, or whatever they call it? I was talking about it. What is that? Is that Morse? The Morse code crowd?
What do you,
TJ something.
let me ask you, what is it that you're hearing? Because the TJ repeaters, the 650 repeater, and Michael MSW and FN, I think his name is Frank, are teaching other amateurs Morse code on a Monday and Tuesday night for an hour.
I'm going, guys. I need to get Adam into bed.
Okay.
I'll speak to you later.
Okay, keep well, eh?
Cheers, guys.
Go
Cheers,
bye.
man. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Wally now, Rory. Just answer me before you switch that radio off, and then say goodnight properly. You just said bye. There was no good night properly. No, just say good night properly. He's gonna flip me. There you go. Good night, Rory. George, now you know why I want us all to come up on the DMR network.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen it where there's malicious intent, and that's wrong, eh? Because what happens if I get COVID here and I need an ambulance or something?
Dude, that's my whole argument. And what they are now telling me is only Hamnet can provide emergency communications. They just digging their hole fucking deeper and deeper and deeper.
But you know, if you think about it, I could also start an emergency communications, like for farmers or something like that.
Of course you
doesn't
can.
have to be.
There's nothing stopping you, George. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. I would still say to you, look, rather come and join us on the third side, and you know we build a bigger team. But there is absolutely nothing stopping you. There's nothing stopping any radio amateur from starting their own emergency group for any purposes.
You know, but this animosity is fucking weird, eh?
Yes, it's trying to. George, let's be quite honest. With this kind of shit, would you recommend anybody to become a radio amateur?
Well, I actually said to my brother, you can do the exam, but don't get too excited about the people you're going to talk to, because it's all a bunch of old, super conservative old toppies. And it is, eh?
To a degree, but there's a lot of youngsters that are so fucking brainwashed that, like I was mentioning now, Brad.
Oh, yeah.
You get the Phillips and you get the Nicks and the Ronalds even, that talk these new guys into all kinds of crazy crap.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when people like myself stand up and say, look, it's now time that we, you know, we set the record straight, then they call you a liar. Or like David posted on the videos that MCOM has got fuck all to do with radio amateur and we must get our own commercial repeater. I mean, the fucking dust doesn't realize I've already got my own commercial frequency. But I'm not on 625 as MCOM. I'm on 625 as Z6 OPS, a licensed amateur.
Yeah.
I mean, where's the stupidity in their line of thought?
No, I don't know. Eh? It just this animosity just came up, and then I left the club, and I thought, gee, I'm not coming back here.
Yes,
Plus
the club got bad, eh?
Yeah, plus their horse rolls taste like fucking cardboard.
Were you there the night that I flipped Jeff in the committee?
I don't know if I was there, but I know that Jeff took aggression. I heard aggression in his voice. And I thought, what's building up here? You know?
Fuck it, I was getting the moving with Jeff, though. Like, you cannot believe, China. You're not a club member, are you?
No, I didn't go back. That one guy that retired to Hermanus,
Nick.
he was the only, Nick, that Toppy that retired, he was the only guy that I actually really liked.
You know, he was the only decent guy, but he turned out to be a snake in the grass, eh? He fucking stabbed me in the back like you cannot believe it.
Yeah, I don't know. Eh?
Because I spoke up against the South African Radio League. And how dare I ask the question about taxes? That is the league's problem. It's got fuck all to do with me. And I said, but I'm a member. It's got everything to do with me. No, that's for the league to sort out. So who's the league? Council. I said, no. We are the league. No, it's council. Jeff as well. They got this fucking belief that they are the gods of the round table, seriously.
Yeah.
And I don't like bullies. Eh? I will fight out against a bully, and what we experienced tonight was not good. And it's not the first time this has happened, George.
Yes, it was intentional. First time I've seen it and heard it.
It's not the first time that this has happened, China.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for fucking years. During COVID-19, my broadcasts, my World Health, they've been doing it. It's been ongoing.
Yeah, fuck it.
But
yeah, you're gonna have to try and prove it. How are you gonna prove it?
Well, I can't. There's no way of proving who did it.
No.
But we've got the proof that it's definitely happening.
Yeah.
You know, and they've also got to realize CERTA's got fuck all to do with amateur radio. Just because my flag's behind me on the video, it doesn't make it a CERT issue at all.
No.
Yeah, dude, a bunch of fucking retards. That's all I can say. All right.
Okay, cool.
I shall talk.
What happened to that American contact?
John's been very sick, eh?
How is it?
Yeah, he got COVID last year. He had a heart attack at the end of the year.
Oh,
Been taken off flying. I haven't spoken to him now for about 2 weeks. I'll tell you when last I spoke to him. 29th of June.
Jeez.
No, I spoke to him the following week. He came up on 625 Echolink.
Because that Echolink is a bit of a pain, huh?
Yeah, with the CW and fucking messages. Hold on.
Because you see, I charge up my handheld
Yeah.
and I keep it in my kitchen there and I turn up the volume and I listen to you sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes.
What, during the day or what?
Yeah, so it's on dual receive, so 650 and 625.
Yeah, and you hear how quiet it is except for the fucking Morse code.
And that auntie telling us the time,
Yeah.
which we don't really need. I mean, every oak's got a cell phone.
And as Rory said, if you want to know the weather, go outside.
Cool.
So yeah, fuck, I don't know. These oaks are really just annoying me. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch TV now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go heat up some cha.
All right, cool, man.
Lekker, Chad, I'll talk again, eh?
All right, have a good one.
Okay, cheers,
Okay.
man.
Bye.
Bye.